Just talk to you a little bit about the lore report, and I think a lot of you have seen me post this on Facebook and also just this morning, and we've talked about it in our team meetings quite a bit. But I want to make sure that in this, when we've got you all here, we really go into what this means. All right? We call it the lore report because it refers to the language of real estate. I think most of you know that as well. But this gives us an accurate indicator of what we're doing is working. Okay? My staff goes over this pretty intensely. Jamie and I look at it every single month. We use it for a lot of reasons. The first is obvious. It shows our progress. It's a scoreboard for every single one of us. And what it shows with the red lines here is how we are doing as an office, and in this chart we're using year over year. November of this year versus how we did November of last year. And you can see across the board our production is up everywhere. Now that has something to do with our growth and a lot to do with our average age in production increasing. Okay, so that combination of factors creates a big stir in the marketplace. Now, what you can also see is the Kansas City Association of Realtors in every single statistical category, and this surprised Ron quite a bit, and it surprised a lot of you, is down. Now last year was a really good year for KCRER. They were up. So the fact that they're down a little bit isn't really a negative thing. But sometimes we get so excited and we talk about the energy in the office and how we're doing and the collaborative spirit and the increases in production, we don't realize actually how big of a deal that is and what it's like outside the walls.
And that's probably why it's surprising.
Right. Yeah. The association's selling less than last year. We are through the roof more than last year. And I think you're going to continue to see that. When I look at the Association of Realtors rankings and individual reports, you'd be shocked by what I see. A lot of the names that you used to seeing up there just aren't there. A lot of production year over year is tremendously down. That's not something anyone's going to broadcast. So I don't want to say that in the wrong ilk. I want you to see that what we're doing is working. When you create an atmosphere of motivation, accountability, training, learning, getting better, being learning-based, positivity, when you create that, it's all in your control regardless of the market. We can do our work by design and not by what the market gives us. Who really cares about the market when you lead generate? You control your own destiny that way. You don't wait if the market goes up or down. And that's one of the biggest things we'll never let into this office. We control by our effort. Now, the other reason we use this for diagnostics. I care a lot about different diagnostics, and the Market Center does. We have to plan so that we're profitable every single month. And that varies, as you know. We've gone over the cap management charts. When you all join our company matters, because that's your anniversary date, and that's when you actually pay some money into our company. And then you go to 100% for the rest of the year, right? And we don't get any money from you, so we got to make sure we pay our bills, so we need to make sure all your anniversary dates are balanced throughout the year. As we've talked about many a times, but I know some of you are new, that's called cap management, okay? I also need to look at closed units, volume, listings. If I see our listing count is down, that makes me a little nervous 4 or 5 months out. If I see our contracts written is down, that makes me nervous next month. And I have to adjust accordingly. Because when we pay our expenses matters, because my job is also to protect the profits of the company. It's actually Jamie's job, to be perfectly honest with you. But I have no idea how any of this works. I'm just pretending in public. But that is that we need to be able to gauge that so we balance our expenses and profits over the course, expenses and revenues over the course of the year. So maybe we hurry, if we have a big month now, we'll pay a little bit in advance because it looks like production is going to be low next month. And as we're moving into winter months, that becomes even more important, right? Although right now it's been shocking to us because when I'm going over these numbers, I'm like, whoa, we're gonna hit winter pretty strong this year. Maybe we should be okay. And that's why we use this. Now, so motivation, accountability, and diagnostics. Now, here's how I think it really applies to you guys, because we're going to take this a step further now. The next slide is how, just like everything, I will show you how we run things as a market center. It should apply to your individual agent businesses. Now, what we've done here is shown, this is Angela, sorry, we probably should ask permission for this, but This is Angela's team. We kind of finished together last night. So, this is called an individualized low report for an individual agent. Okay? So we did this for all of the ALC members that attended our ALC clinic a couple months back. And they got to see how to actually make their own, or see their own individual low report. Angela can now show how she is up, according to the board, year over year ahead of everybody else. Now imagine a listing presentation when Angela slips this into her listing presentation and says, we're actually selling more than anyone else in this market year over year. We're this far ahead of your average realtor. Okay? That becomes a decent slide to show that we're actually really busy. Here's the proof of the average realtor we're moving. You'd be surprised what the average realtor does. Just like you said, sometimes we don't think outside our doors because you hear all these success stories and you hear people like Ken Smith being up 70%. That's a rare bird. That's a rare bird. In this office, there's a lot of rare birds. So it's very important you realize what it's like at the other companies. Show it because you are in marketing, and you don't just market a house, you market yourself so you get to sell the house too, right?
And by God, we're in the show me state.
We are in the show me state. Why don't you switch the slide? I'll give you an example of Ron's. Here's what Ron's look like. Ron's across the board. You can see. Now look at a diagnostic though. This one particular month, listings sold, he's doubled it. Looks kind of bad by a little bar chart, but you've actually done more than double it, listings sold by that time. So he can actually show where he is throughout the year. I think we got, who else do we have?
I'm really good at taking.
There's Mark Solomon's across the board as well too. Some big ups on Mark's. So all these guys, sorry about me not getting permission to show all these. See? Is that it? Is that the last one? Okay. That's it. I just wanted to show up a few examples up there about how you can show and tell your story. Right? And that's important that we tell our story. As an office, if we want to grow and have the public see what we do differently, see how we work harder to sell homes, see why everyone's coming to this company, gotta tell a story. If you want people to use you, you gotta tell your story. We do a lot of things differently than others do to get homes sold. How many other people would actually prospect around a listing for just listen just solds, rather than just stick a sign in the yard, put it on MLS and say, well, hope it sells itself. That is what most people do. And when I say most, I'm talking about 98% of the realtors out there. We don't do that. And we need to tell that story and show the results of the activities we do. Okay? So, how do you tell the story? Can you show them?
Yes. You have instructions on all of your chairs on how to create your personalized lore report.
So on all your chairs, you've got some flyers with screenshots that Jamie made. So we're going to show, and we're going to do a demo of you how to do it right now. And we can help you, any of the staff can help you if you get stuck on this.
You'll need 2 tools to create this. The first one, you're going to log into kw.com. And many of you probably don't know this is here, but it's really cool. You have your own personalized multi-year trend report. This little link here that says reports on your profile box, click
So
there.
right under your photo, there's a button that says reports. You click on it.
Yep.
Then you go to reports. An associate, and this is all listed out on your instructions. Associate, and then your associate multi-year trend. It's going to look just like the office multi-year trend report.
So just like the multi-year trend report I show you every single month in here, where we go over the markets, our production month to month, you can see your own individual agent listings closed, contracts written.
Yep, and it's going to have, you're going to be able to view month over month and year over year.
Jamie sold a lot of real estate.
There's a lot of There's one. So then you're going to need, this is the tool, the one tool you'll need. You probably want to print it off to use this to enter into the spreadsheet. You're going to go back to kw.com and go to the Market Center intranet. And this is where we go to the document library that we talk about all the time. There are screenshots of this as well. Oh, right. Let me log back in. All right.
If you sign back in.
Sign back in?
Yeah.
I I do have the spreadsheet open, I just want to show you where to get there in case you haven't been to the document library before.
So this is our online document library. I think most of you go there quite frequently, but if you're relatively new, you can go in and actually pull a lot of our pre-written forms on here.
Okay, so let's try again. Okay, you're going to first go to Market Center, then Documents. Here is where we keep templates, the business tools, the P&L is in there, and this is also where the lore report template is, and under business tools. And I've created both a template for month over month and year over year. For the newer agents who won't have much of a year over year change, you can do the month over month, or if you've had a big month, you can use.
Show them the year over year.
Okay.
Okay, the reason this one's important is because in 2 weeks, come January 5th, you can do a year over year, 2014 compared to 2013. That might look good, Amber. That might look good, Ken. And you can keep that all year long and show your clients all year long about how well you did last year compared to the year before, as opposed to the board of realtors. Right? And you can do it month over month, too. If you have a real big month, you can show that as well. Here's the form you need to fill out.
So this is the Excel spreadsheet where I've already entered the MLS numbers in the top portion. This is where you're going to enter your numbers year over year. And this template is for like November last year to November this year. The month to month would be October versus November.
So you can access your own multi-year trends reports by going into the multi-year trends, following that, pulling the number of closed units you have, listings sold, put them in, and it will auto-populate for you
Yes.
your
And
chart.
these are the numbers here, the percentage of change that you're going to use to create your graph. And if you need, I didn't do instructions on that because it's a little difficult
To say.
to put in, yeah, a
Yeah.
template. So you could come to one of us to help with that the first time, and we can create a template on your computer that you can save.
So if you want one of these, anyone on staff can help you create your own personalized little report. All the information you have, you will never ever see a company that will provide you with the diagnostics to analyze, assess, and tell your story with your own business like this, because we track everything in this company. You can add this to your listing presentations, to your buyer's consultations, and you will see there's many different stats that we don't use in addition to these general business indicators. So whatever you're succeeding in, we need to put that out in front to put your business in the best light possible, right? Because we're in a marketing company. We always want to tell the truth, but we want to show what you're doing and how you're being successful as much as you can.
Yep.
So,
And I will upload these numbers to the document library by the third Tuesday of each month, so ALC meeting time, so you can calendar that so that you can put that in your listing report every month if you like.
absolutely, great, thank you. Thank you. So I really want to see us starting to use the tools that are provided. This is very easy, it's very systematic every single month. I want to see personalized lore. Admin in the office, please get with Jamie, Hannah, or anyone on staff to help you create your own template. Once you do it once, it's very easy to just pop in new numbers every single month, okay? So that's a very important thing. You're going to see a lot of this for the office because in 2 weeks we're going to have a tremendous lore report too for this entire year's production versus last year's production. Don't be surprised if you don't see that poster up all over the place. I would also include that in your listing presentations where you can now have a conversation in a listing presentation that sounds something like, we are the largest and highest producing office by far in the Kansas City Northland. I want you to have the power of that office behind the sale of your home. And that's actually something that doesn't hurt. It's a very powerful thing. Now, within that office, here is how my business has grown over the course of the last 3 years. And based on this, I am confident we can get your home sold in the shortest amount of time, least amount of hassle, for the highest price possible, right? So, individual lore reports, please put on the list of things to do. Get those listing presentation and buyer consultation packages up and looking as detailed and accurate and up to date as possible.